Okay, start with David, please.
Yeah, Mike, before we start with the game, can you talk about when you learned about Quinn and Watkins, and you know if they took a test before they sent home, or were they just sent home because you didn't want to?
Dan Quinn and Carlos Watkins were put into the protocol about an hour, about 90 minutes. Rich was right around the officials meeting, right? So it was about 90 minutes before the game. Of Carlos first, and then Dan Quinn. So they're still in the protocol. So there's a number of steps that are a part of the protocol. So with that, we'll continue to move forward. So we're just being extremely cautious, and we'll do so moving forward.
Was that a result of a test that was taken today or yesterday?
It's I couldn't tell you the specifics on exactly. I just got the information, like I said, right about 90 minutes before the game.
You don't know if you expect Quinn. I mean, is the protocol, is there like a certain time they have to be out or will be out?
No, it's the protocol. There's a number of different tests. There's a process, and they're at the beginning part of the process. We'll know more in the morning.
What made you have Joe call the defenses over?
Just speaking with Dan, just frankly, Joe's been with Dan for a number, a couple of years there, but also been with me, but really the part of Dan being in the box, Joe's already in the box, so we really didn't have to move, and we didn't have to move anybody else. So especially with the timing of it, it was the smoothest transition. It's a great opportunity for Joe, frankly. So Joe and I've worked together a number of years, decade over. So it was an easy transition, and I think once we got settled in after about the second series, I thought it went smooth.
Are you that concerned about it, Mike? Is this just a precautionary thing? With Coach Quinn being out, are you that concerned about it? Or you?
No, I'm going to trust the protocol. Talk to Dan. I'll speak with him as soon as I get done here. So I don't think he's overly concerned about it, but we got to be smart.
Even without them, this was just a continuation of your starting defense, how well they played all preseason, and kind of built on it even more here.
Yeah, definitely. I think really the defense had a nice evening. It's if you look at just the way the game started, one of the emphasis we had coming out of the first two games is adversity defense, and we had a situation there after the turnover of our offense on the first series. We didn't hold them there, but really from that point on, I thought our defense played really well. I haven't seen the specific third down stats, but I don't think they converted a third down, and so we're getting off the field. They gave the offense a number of chances. Just the overview of the game. The turnovers and penalties are obviously a huge negative. I'm sick about the turnovers. That you just can't. It's a credit to our players, frankly, for how hard they fought and staying after it. But to be in a game that you're -4, it's just we're -3 going into the last series and still have a chance to win the game. So we've talked about it, and well, I'm sure you'll be talking about it. But you can't win that way. It's not a part of the teams I've coached in the past, and it won't be moving forward. So you got to take care of the damn football, and we obviously didn't do that tonight.
Did you take out Gilbert earlier than planned?
Well, just the thing with really Garrett and Cooper, we wanted to give them more of a balanced opportunity, and Garrett's had more opportunities to Cooper going into the game. So the goal is to give Cooper a little more than Garrett.
Can you assess how they did, both of them?
Garrett with the turnover, just didn't have the conversion on the second series. So it was obviously not his best night. I thought Cooper did a really good job managing the game, kept us in clean plays, handled the checks and the alerts very well, and obviously led the team on 2 drives. So I thought Cooper had a nice quarter and a half of work.
Randy Gregory.
Did Cooper kind of maybe change your mind a little bit about Garrett being the number 2 guy?
Well, I mean, it's we're getting down to crunch time here. It's time to start making some decisions, and we got frankly we got a tough couple of days ahead of us. Going down to 80, going to the last game, that's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for everybody in the league. So, but all the way across the board, I'm answering the whole roster question, but that's just all part of that thinking.
Randy Gregory played
a couple series, and then he came out. I saw he had like some ice on his knee. Is he okay, or is that just how much he was going to play?
Frankly, we have no introduced report, so outside of losing, that's the number one positive I think coming out of the game. Hopefully it stays that way.
You mentioned on the quarterback thing that Garrett has taken all of the first team reps since Dak's been out and things like that. Was that this week you decided, okay, let's try and get Cooper more in there? What transpired in practice?
Well, you got to call Cooper. Cooper sustained 2 separate injuries throughout training camp. So, this is something that this week going into it, wanted to make sure that we gave Cooper a little more than Garrett.
Mike, Coach, would you carry 3 quarterbacks?
I'm sorry, I don't have a hard time
Would you
hearing.
carry 3 quarterbacks?
We've carried 3 last year. I think and I believe this, and I've always stated this, especially at this time. It's up to the players to decide who's on the 53. Whether it's 3 quarterbacks, 10 linemen, 10 D linemen, 11 DBs. That's why you go about it. Now, this is unique as far as the roster development compared to prior years, and I'm talking about last year and this year, because you have the 16 practice squads. So, and also you have the veteran practice squad opportunities. So, a lot of moving parts to this, and we talked about this the other day. My goal is to make sure we come out of here with 68 players, particularly out of the men we have here right now.
Have you seen enough though from Cooper and Garrett to know that one of them will be your backup?
Well, we have one more week, and we're going to need it.
Okay. I guess what I'm asking is, are you still looking at other guys outside, or?
Well, I think that's what Will McClay and their staff's always doing. That's why we work the hours that we do, and I think every NFL player and every NFL personnel department, you're always ranking your guys against the rest of the league.
How did Dak look how did he come out of his pregame work?
Hit the target for the number of throws. Had a chance to watch it. I thought he looked good, and the most important thing is how he feels afterwards. So I thought he had another good day, and the opportunity going back to back is important. So still continue to build up on the volume of throws.
You're counting the throws. How many was the target today?
Didn't you count them?
I didn't know if you guys had a count that you're.
Well, then he went up. Then he went too many. He was supposed to go 46. Was it 51? No. So.
Gelkin says 51
52.
to 52.
Oh, he was 51 of 52.
Yeah, he missed Zeke down the right sideline. He overthrew
6 extra.
I think Zeke didn't set the angle high enough, but that's me. But, no, but he was scheduled to throw 46 to 50 snaps. That's what was scripted.
Okay.
Amari Cooper, did he look fine in the work you got?
Definitely. It was, Amari's had a great week of practice. Just to really get him back in there was the point, and frankly we just played Amari, Michael, and CD. It was the first 2 series, so and just wanted to get him approximately 10 to 12 snaps. I'm not exactly sure how it came out.
On the screen that followed, it looked like he had 2 decent blocks from Collins and Zach Martin. Those guys didn't play together last year. What does it mean to see those guys out there and get this?
It's great to have those guys out there. Just obviously Ty and Zach, just to really to see them in practice every day too. Just to see the combinations, and I thought both corners are having a really good camp. Tyler did some good things, but it's your O-line's a big part of your success in this league. So it's great to get those guys working together. Not only tonight, but throughout the last couple of weeks on and off.
Your thoughts on the tight end performances tonight?
Tight end. It's good to see Blake. It's great to have Dalton back out there. You talk about an excellent 1-2 punch. It's just great to have both those guys. It definitely makes our 12 personnel group a whole different group. And I think anytime your 12 personnel has the flexibility that they give us to be a 1-back team, to be a 2-back team, and also to be an empty team. So I think that speaks volumes to how we feel about both those guys. So it's great to have them on the field together.
What do you tell a guy like Ben after tonight's performance?
Well, I think that he knows more disappointed than he is. Because he knows the opportunity that he had this evening, and I thought he did a good job using his feet, and he needs to use his feet more. He's an excellent athlete, and but at the end of the day, it's turnovers are a huge part of being successful in this league, and you have to take care of the ball. And with that, we'll evaluate it, the decisions, the throws, and but he needs to play much better than that.
You're running some different guys in there with knowing Gallimore won't be here early in the season. How did those guys look? And Osa seemed to have a big stop for you on fourth.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Osa's really been coming on really strong in probably the last 10 days. So, and he's been really very consistent with that. Bohannon has definitely had excellent snaps and has played a lot too, which is, for your big guys, has been great for him because, how many guys his size play 40, 45 plays a game. So just the reps that he's getting has been great. So they've definitely improved each and every week. So very happy with their progress.
How active did Leighton seem to you?
Leighton?
Yeah.
I thought Leighton played well. I felt Leighton. He was, he has great command. Just starting with the, running the defense. We were, weren't as clean as we'd like. Just getting started. Just with the communication and everything. And I thought he did a great job holding that together. But I thought Leighton had a nice night.
How comfortable are you with that linebacker group in terms of the pairings of?
Comfortable?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had comfort like we have right now. I mean, it's I don't know if I've ever been a part of a linebacker group on any team I've been with. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but to have that depth and that veteran experience from top to bottom, and then to have the rookie class join it. I mean, it's an outstanding group of linebackers.
What strides have you seen Jabril Cox make throughout the offseason?
I'm sorry?
What strides have you seen Jabril Cox make throughout the offseason?
Well, I think he's kind of on a normal plane. For a young guy, you can see he picks it up really clean. I think his introduction to pro football was a little bumpy at the Hall of Fame game. When he first got in there, and I thought he responded very well. And I think he's definitely done that the last two weeks. I mean, he had a really good play out in space, tonight, and definitely you could see his range and his instincts, his awareness. So I think he's doing a nice job. I mean, he obviously has to do more on special teams because that's always where the young guys make their first impact.
They announced 72,000 or so people.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whether that was or what, but could you sense that it was
Oh yeah,
what
no.
you felt out last year?
I forgot for a second the stadium holds 100, but it's no, that's awesome. I mean, and you could feel it just in the players in pregame. It was great to be back. We have a tremendous atmosphere here, so yeah, it was awesome.
There's been so much talk about Joseph, the cornerback, but can you tell me these preseason training camp that Anthony Brown has had? It seemed like he had a good game tonight.
Absolutely.
He's been very consistent.
No, I agree. I think consistent was the word I was going to use. I think he's been extremely consistent. He's definitely one of the veterans. You can see, he had this 2 big injuries last year, but I think he's really responded. He's carrying a little more weight, so he looks good. He's playing with great confidence. So I really like the training camp AB's put together.
Are you surprised with how well Keanu Neal has adjusted to linebacker?
No, not at all. I mean, he's an impact player. I mean, he's about as fine as a player, as far as putting hits on the ball. I mean, he's so explosive. I love his tenacity. I mean, you can see it, just when he arrives in the locker room. He's a very serious, focused individual, and he's been a great addition to our football team. So I love his approach, professional with the range and the matchup ability he gives us is definitely an excellent asset for us.
Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you.